What's going on with everybody? It is your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Pink Dungeon, giving it to you real raw rugged, and I am back in this thing with another album review. This is Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers. Now, when albums usually come out, I don't be having too many people on my head to review them. You have a couple people here and there, but nigga, with this, that's how Marlon Wayans was in that last episode of Bel Air when he met Will. He say, "Nigga." Anyway, I don't even know if anybody else see that show but me. But going back to the topic at hand, I had people coming in droves. Had niggas was coming in coyotes, man, to come and tell me to review this, man. Remember what Trump said that, man? What Trump said? He said he said they're smuggling their kids through the borders using coyotes. They bring their finest coyotes. I think they're from China. That nigga should be talking, man. Nigga was smuggling through my DMs out in the block, nigga, boy. I feel like I was on the Walking Dead, man. About 30 niggas. I'm like, hey, I'm trying to fight off, nigga, boy. I feel like Freddie Gibbs in the barbecue. You feel me? I feel like Freddie Gibbs in the barbecue, Joe. I'm trying to fight 30 niggas off. Hey, I got you. Like, bro, it's coming. So, hey, this album, very interesting first listen. I've never had a first listen like this a day in my life. It was so jarring that it was like an experience. I was like, bro, this is a journey. I don't really have thoughts. I had thoughts, but I didn't have like I love this album or I hate this album. It was just like, that was an experience. So I had to listen to this a lot to get to the point where I can actually give you a well-formed opinion about this album. So, hey, without further ado, let's get right into this, man. It's brought to you by Pizza Hut, man. Let's do this thing. United in Grief. So it starts off with this little singing piece that you can hear throughout the album with the I hope you find a peace of mind in this lifetime. I hope you find like that your peace of mind. That's like throughout this album, and then it comes through with this piano. It sounds like something that you would hear like on a stage play. It's like a little stock piano, and he come in with the what is a bitch in a miniskirt? What is a bitch in a miniskirt? A nigga's a dinner with bitty. What do you say? A nigga with something and bitty nerve. Like, he just come in with his fast rapping. And I'm like, all right, this is a interesting intro. Then we have a beat change, and he's talking about how he grieves. He grieves different. He's talking about how he's grieving through having sex with a lot of women. He has a sex addiction. He talks about this through this album. Then he gets into the end of the song where he talks about having a materialistic problem where he was just spending money on stuff that he didn't need, and that's how he grieved. I grieved different. He talked about things that he grieved in throughout this album. So this was a very interesting intro to me, and I was like, all right, I don't know where we're going next, but let's get it. Then we go to N95. He talks about taking all these things off. Take off your designer, take off, you know what I'm saying, this mask that you got on, not the actual physical N95 mask, but this, not a literal sense, but more of a figurative mask. Just take all these things off, and what do you have underneath? You ugly fuck, you out of pocket. You're basically saying, you mask all of these things from filters to this money, to this persona, to these chains, to this and that. But when you bare butt naked, you don't got none of that. You're an ugly person, So that's that's a concept old as time. But I thought it was interesting the way he kind of, tied in with the N95 mask. You out of pocket. And then when he got in that voice where he started rapping high, I said I had to pull out my phone for this. When Kendrick started rapping like he's never been through puberty before, he's like, all right, he in that one bag. Like, that's when he hopped in that one bag. I was like, all right, this is going to be an interesting album. This nigga rapping like his nuts ain't dropped yet, man. When he came in with the, what do you say? I got nothing to lose. I got problems and pools. I can swim in my faith. Cameras moving whenever I'm moving. The family swimming whenever I make. Murder is stacking the president, not in the government testing my funds in the bank. Like, when he started doing that, and then he got the, let's think about this for a second. Let me tell you what you do for aesthetic. Would you sell your soul on credit? When he started getting in that bag, he was switching the flows. He has a lot of flows that he plays with on his album. I mean, this album musically, bro, spoiler alert, might be the most interesting Kendrick album. Don't shoot me. I know niggas probably gonna say it's Supreme Butterfly. I wouldn't even argue that. But some of the things he's doing on here and some of the instrumentation that he's kind of fooling around with on this album, musically is so interesting to me, and that includes his flows. He played with a lot of interesting flows on here that we'll get to in a second. But yes, N95, a good song. And then we go to Worldwide Steppers, where you first hear Kodak verse, or Kodak voice, excuse me. Kodak is, I don't know, this nigga the narrator. This nigga doing narrations of albums now. I have no idea what's going on with that. But yes, this is a very interesting song. This is where I was like, this album is going to be just an experience. This is when I learned, like, okay, this is not going to be a typical album. Why would I expect it from Kendrick in the first place? Who knows? But Worldwide Steppers with the he's a killer, you's a killer, she's a killer, bitch. And he's talking about how all these people are killers, even if they actually haven't killed anybody. Then he talks about his sex addiction to white women. I don't know what type of bag. This nigga was in the Mano bag. You remember Mano a couple weeks ago? What that nigga Mano said, man? Mano said he want to fuck a white bitch and get called a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what type of bag he was in. He was in a different. That nigga had to go. I don't even know where you find that bag at, man. Ain't no middle of the mall bag. Nigga said he want to get called a nigga and dress up like a slave. I don't even know how you dress up like a slave. Like, what does that even mean? Nigga going, you know what? I ain't even good. I don't even know what slave cosplay will look like, but I wouldn't want to see it either. So Mano, interesting guy. Kendrick didn't quite go that route, but he said he felt like he might be racist because he was smashing these white girls and he was thinking in the back of his head, the ancestors are watching. This is revenge. So he must have been, that nigga, he must have been doing some real wild, you feel me, ghetto gagger shit to these bitches. You know what I'm saying, man? He must have been degrading these white women to bed. I don't know what this nigga was saying, but in fact, he said, nigga, I'm getting revenge for the ancestors, nigga. And that's also different, bad. Nigga smashing with Harriet Tubman on his mind, man. I ain't never seen a picture of Harriet Tubman like smiling or looking happy. Every picture of Harriet Tubman, she looks very pissed off. She was around in slavery time. I don't know what you would be happy about, but man, I've never seen a picture of Harriet Tubman even like cracking her like a haha, we killed massive. Like Harriet Tubman seemed like the type of person like she win the NBA championship and she like, all right, nigga, we gotta get ready for next season. You like, God damn, we just won it. We just beat slavery. Like, oh, hey, let's celebrate. Yeah, Harriet Tubman was always on for the next she was always ready for the next mission. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why he had Harriet Tubman and Nat Turner on his brain fucking these white hoes. Very different bag. Nigga said niggas talking about he was detoxing doing the Dr. Sebi method. Nigga probably had Dr. Sebi on his mind too, man. Nigga in the J. Cole, I let Dr. Sebi down bag, man. Very just interesting things that was going on. And like I said, the beat changes throughout this album. The beat changed throughout this song. It went through like I don't know how to explain what that first beat is. That doom 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 doom. Then it adds the piano elements with the boom doo doo. Do 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 do, and then it goes to like a very real hip hop boom bap bag, you know, with the and then it goes back to that boom doo doo boo doo. Very just interesting. Like I said, instrumentation, like concepts that he was playing around with. And I mean, just that last little part of that song where he starts talking about the silent killers. This nigga's really one of the best rappers we ever seen, bro. Like, I can't wait till we get to that conversation. I think we're there. But, man, we not really gonna see too many niggas like this, bro. What he said, man? Nigga said, I caught a couple bodies myself, slid my community. My last Christmas toy drive in Compton handed out eulogies. Not because the rags in the park had red gradient, but because the high blood pressure was flooding all of the catering. Oh, my. Nigga, what was he feeding niggas? Well, that nigga must have been passing out ignorant food. Nigga must had hog maul at the caterer. Nigga was passing out coon and some crazy ass shit, man. Nigga was handing out chitlins at the caterer, man. I don't know what he was handing out, but whatever he was handing out was giving out crazy high blood pressure. And he was kind of just in his like, no sin is greater than the other. Like, you sin this way, I sin this way. You know, babes, that's how he was saying, like, just because this guy has done something wrong in his life, who are you to judge? Because you also did something very bad to kill people. The way he did it with the preachers in churches, scam or robbers and burglars. The way he kind of broke that down, comparing the two, as you would see, is like, you know, opposing figures. Oh, the church, the criminals. He kind of put them together as like one. You know, because just because you're a pastor doesn't mean you're above sinning. You're being a bad guy. The same way that a guy that's not a pastor is not above or not below being a good person. You know, they're all human. You know what I'm saying? As Kendrick like to say, hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? So thought that was just an interesting concept and just a beautiful song, man. Like I said, love that. He was kind of like in a spoken word flow, and like I said, just the things that he was playing around with on his album is so interesting to me because the way he was rapping, it wasn't like an actual flow. Like if you ever hear somebody do spoken word, there's kind of like a Sugar Free. Like when you hear Sugar Free rap, he doesn't kind of have like a flow kind of per se. It's just kind of like he's going wherever the beat dictates and he's finding these weird pockets, and that's kind of what Kendrick was doing on here. And not surprising, West Coast niggas usually do play around with unorthodox flows. Him, DJ Quick, Sugar Free, so it's not a surprising thing. But man, I thought that was a very interesting approach to have the spoken word type of feel to it. Fire. And then we go to Die Hard featuring Blast and Amanda Reifer. I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly. Hey, don't kill me for what I'm about to say. Please don't kill me for what I'm about to say. Because I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not. But this song might be one of my favorites on here. I don't know how niggas gonna feel about that. Because I feel like I've seen a lot of slander for this. This generic, this bland. Hey, that's for niggas that don't got no soul, man. If you hit this song and you don't get the moving and grooving and hitting the shoulder, man, come on now. Every time this song come on, as I was writing this down, I had to stand up and hit a little two-step. Like, legitimately, this song makes me feel good, bro. I don't know how you cannot just feel no type of soul and rhythm from this song, man. When you hit Blast, come on with that. I hope I'm not too late to get my demons straight. Hey, I'm too late. Hey. I hope you see the God in me. I hope you can see. Hope you see the God in me. I hope you can. Bro, how you gonna dance to that, bro? That instrumental. Then you got the girl Pfeiffer coming through. Come on, man. Bro, what that man say? I hope I'm not too late to set my demons straight, ayy. Let you wait, ayy. I hope you see the best in me. I hope you can see. That's that font right there, bruh. You got Kendrick playing with flows on here with the Am I a freak or not? Gonna be good at. I'm sorry, na 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 dum na vero. I na 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 dum na vero. Na 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 di da da gonna be gonna in a speaker. Now the way he was flowing with that. Bro, this album is so interesting to me. With this song right here, if you can't vibe with this, man, I don't even know what I could tell you, bro. Because when I first heard this, I was like, bro, I know what this sound like. It sounds like something, but I can't put my finger on it. I thought about it. Go listen to Belial, Billal, Pleasure Toy featuring Big Crit. Tell me these songs don't have a very similar vibe. I love Pleasure Toy by Bilal, so it was only natural I would like this because they're very similar in the groove of the song and the vibe of the song. And yeah, man, like I said, one of my favorites on here by far, bro. I hope it's not too late to set my demons straight. Hey, that boy Blind was grooving on that bit. Boy, moving and grooving, man. Come on. Bro, if you play this at a party and people don't get to move it, man, come on, bro. This like a get-together type song, man. I hope you see the best of me. I hope you can see. Come on, man. Fire. And then we go to track number 5, Father Time featuring Sampha. Now, I listened to this, like I said, my first listen, a crazy electric experience. I didn't look at the track list, so I was getting surprised by certain stuff. Did not know Sampha was going to be on here. So when I heard early morning wake-ups, practicing on day offs, no chaser, me, no chaser. When I heard, I was like, this is about to be the best album I've heard in my life. It was so crazy when I heard this. And this song is so powerful, man. He's talking about father issues, which is interesting because usually when niggas have daddy issues, father issues, they're not around in their life. But seemingly from what all we know, he's on Good Kid, Mad City. He's talked about his father a lot. His father's been in his life. And even on the song, he talked about his father being in his life. But the way he influenced him was, I mean, the best way you can explain is how people be like toxic masculinity. This nigga sound like he grew up in a very toxic household, from just being a sore loser, from the way you're not supposed to show emotions. He said that his dad, mom died, and he went to work like right after that. And he was like, why you did that? And I think his response was like, these bills don't got no silver spoon. I thought that was crazy. So yeah, I just the amount of vulnerability shown in this album, and that's why I've been praising niggas like Earl, Mike, Navy Blue. Not saying Kendrick ain't never been vulnerable, but he's really opening up on his album, and it sounded like it took years of therapy for this to happen. With, I guess, Eckhart Tolle being in the fray of this, it makes sense. The Kanye Drake bar, I thought that was pretty funny. What he said, he seen the Kanye Drake picture. He was slightly confused. He realized after that he needs some more, he got some more maturing to do. Thought that was pretty funny. Just imagine him on like Instagram looking like, nigga, That Drake and is that Drake and Kanye? Nigga did the head scratch, man. Then next to I don't know who was in the middle. I think Kanye was in the middle. Nigga see Jay Prince doing one of these. Hey, Jay Prince funny as hell, man. When you see Jay Prince do this right here, hey, somebody either a beef done got squashed or a nigga head just got squashed in. So I don't want to know which one happened because I don't want no problems with that old ass nigga. But hey, man, thought this was a very, very just vulnerable fire song. Love the production on here. I love the niggas, like he was talking about niggas not growing up with a father and they disguising that by acting gangster. I thought that was pretty good because I know a lot of niggas like that. Niggas that got daddy issues, niggas that don't want to show emotions, niggas that I gotta be tough all the time, I can't laugh. It's like, bro, like nobody's like that. And if you are actually like that and you're not putting on the front, that's unhealthy. That's not good that you have this one emotion that's just stone face hard. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't what it is. So I thought that was a nice thing to touch on. I always touch on stuff like that. Just how like kind of you get into like the world, the hood niggas, man. You talk about a different, you know what I'm saying? Just that culture, just different from the rest of America, man. Like the way niggas operate sometimes, and not every hood nigga's the same, but these specific hood niggas that, got that gangsta guy is because, a lot of them niggas, bro, got very, very, very bad mental health and a lot of undiagnosed problems going on. So yeah, I thought it was cool for him to touch on that. And then we go to track number 6, which is an interlude, Rich, and it's just Kodak. I guess, I don't know, this nigga doing poetry now. Like I said, the Kodak feature on here threw me off because I just wasn't expecting that. I'm like, I don't know if this is Kodak or Langston Hughes. This nigga doing nigga Langston Hughes talking about you know what I'm saying? Nigga Langston Hughes talking about the sniper game, man. He was doing his whole poetry spoken word thing. It was good. So yeah, I shout out to that. And then it goes to Rich Spirit. Kendrick always got the yeah bitch or something that he'll say that'll get stuck in niggas' head. I can see the bitch I'm attractive. I can see that getting stuck in niggas' head. Like you said, thoughts and prayers way better off the timelines. I like that. I think like a couple days after I heard that, I seen that the lady who co-founded the Black Lives Matter organization got exposed for like giving $900,000 to her husband and $800,000 to her brother from the Black Lives Matter fund, and she wrote it off as like, "Hey, my husband is the secretary, and my brother is like my security guard, so here go $800,000." Basically finessing niggas, man. So I thought that was pretty interesting because them be the same type of niggas that, once a tragedy happened, well, they could be taking a shower. I feel like they got a nigga got killed by cop alert. You feel me? Like I feel like niggas be taking a shower. You know how like you got a alarm system in your house, somebody breaking your house, or you got a fire system or something like that. I feel like when a nigga get killed by a cop, like you know how you get the Amber Alert on your phone. I feel like they got a nigga just got killed alert on the phone, and they probably got them. You know how what that nigga Rocky said, nigga was slipping on semen. Nigga be slipping on the shower water trying to get out the text. Hey, thoughts and prayers. You know what I'm saying? Just to get out there and then, get the marching and, get the finesse of niggas, man. But that's a whole nother story, man. But as my nigga Ken said, he said the BLM niggas might be more like the BMF, man. What he said, they were blowing liberal money, which was a great kid quote. Shout out to that. But yeah, like you said, it's better off the timeline. Actually be about what you preach and not putting on this front for the people or actually doing it for your personal gain. You know what I'm saying? Like that episode of Atlanta was talking about. So thought that was a pretty good message and a good song. And then we go to the song that I was like, this is a roller coaster. This is a journey. I don't know where this album is going. I hear this We Cry Together song featuring Taylor Page, and as soon as the beat drops, I know it's an Alchemist beat. It's no other person that makes beats that sound like that. Like, that's like the type of beat that makes you want to go stab the next, like, homeless nigga you see. That's I ain't washed my neck in 3 months type music personified in a beat right there. So I'm like, oh, Kendrick is finna rap like Conway, or is Conway on this song? Because this something, Conway make like poke a nigga up music, you know what I'm saying? Or as A.R. would say, stab him up. This is stab him up type of beat right here. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a grimy song. I guess it was grimy, but this is like a song I've never heard. RZA has a song, Domestic Violence, that's similar to this, not quite the same. Bro, the hook of this song is fuck fuck you, nigga, fuck you, bitch, fuck you, nigga, fuck you, bitch, fuck you, nigga. That's the hook of this entire song. And then they're just arguing about their relationship, very toxic relationship. She said, I should have smashed on your cousin. I don't know if she's about Keem. I don't know what's going on throughout this song. A lot of wild stuff. I don't know what Kendra did to really make her this upset, but she said, you're the reason Harvey Weinstein exists. Hey, telling a female is good for that. A female telling a nigga that what he did is the cause of something that he ain't got no type of control over. You're the reason for R. Kelly. Like, nigga, I live in North Dakota. I don't even know R. Kelly. Oh man, I like this comeback with the you still listen to that nigga music. I thought that was pretty funny. I like the you're the reason R&B bitches don't do songs together. I thought that was, or they don't be featured on these other songs. I thought that was pretty interesting. I never even thought about that, but I was like, I started thinking. R&B women really don't do like features together, and when they do, it's like a big moment. I legitimately didn't even think about that, so I thought that was pretty funny. But yes, this is one of the most unique songs I've ever heard, and like I said, this added to my experience that I've never had a first album listening session like this. Like listening to this, man, it was mind blowing. Like I said, bro, listen to this for the first time. I just didn't know where it was going next and where it went next. I'm like, what is happening? Just complete craziness, man. Like I said, one of the most unique songs of the year for sure. And yes, I liked it. I liked it. Taylor Page, freaking. I think she was on that Zola movie. She freaking was. Her voice acting on here was amazing. I legit thought this was Whitney for a second. I'm like, nigga, you can't be faking this. And the way Kendrick was going, their just delivery on this was beautiful. And Kendrick has a big career in acting after hearing this song, and I can't wait to see what he goes to next. Then we go to track number 9, Purple Hearts, featuring Summer Walker and Ghostface. Shut the fuck up when you hear love talking. Guys, I thought this was fire. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, baby. I thought this was really good. Was not expecting Summer Walker to be on here. What you say? My words when I'm walking. Shut the fuck up when you hear love talking. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Thought that was pretty cool. Summer Walker had a pretty cool she had a pretty she had a really good appearance on here because her singing was really strong. And I love when Summer Walker is just singing. You know what I'm saying? Summer Walker got a very, very, very pretty voice, and she showed it off on here perfectly. And like I said, not looking at the track list, was not expecting to hear my two favorite rappers of all time on a song together, which is Kendrick and Ghostface. Ghostface coming in with the only he could start a verse off with yo, telekinesis. Only Ghostface can start a verse off with yo, telekinesis, and then rhyme it with the tears from his eyes. What he said? He said I'm cleaning the feet of what he said? He said, while I'm crying, I'm cleaning the feet of the sweet Jesus. Oh my gosh. Yo, telekinesis. As I'm crying, I'm cleaning the feet of the sweet Jesus. The way he was talking, his vocal delivery on here. Hey, up there with the last track, he sounded so passionate. Like Ghostface sounded like he just goddamn left church and got baptized for the first time and just went and just rapped his behind off on this song. His delivery on here, amazing. Beautiful verse by Ghostface. And like I said, my two favorite rappers on the song together, I couldn't ask for anything more to close out disc number 1. And then we go to disc number 2, where man, oh man, Count Me Out. This is a perfect song, bro. I legit almost cried the first time I heard this just because how perfect this song is. The first thing I thought was, this is how you use a choir. This is how you use a choir in rap music. 10 out of 10 execution of using a choir. And I'm drifting for you. That gets stuck in my head, bro. Like I said, his usage of just music, like just musically is so... The use of things he used musically on here is insane, bro. I can't even form my sentence correctly. Even at the back end of this song where he's doing the yeah, and then you still got the and I'm drifting over you, man, bro. And then the way he's singing, I'm doing try my best, I'm doing try my best, yeah, bro. The way that's going back and forth over his rapping in the in the background, like legitimately, this might be song of the year contender, dog. This is my favorite song off of this album, just because, like I said, musically it's impeccable, and the way that he was just rapping with the mass on the babies, mass on the ops, and mass on this lyrics on here, insane stuff, bro. What he said, nobody but the mirror looking for the fall off, stuff like that is crazy. What he said some people, what he said some put on, basically, I can't even read my handwriting, I'm sorry, I wrote terrible. Basically said when people, be losing life, they blame it on the devil, but he blamed it on his ego. I thought that was pretty good, because ego is the lord of all lords. And like I said, man, this is a perfect song, bro. The way he was rapping and flowing on here, I can't ask for anything better, man. Beautiful. And then we go to track number 2, Crown. Oh my gosh, man. Crown is fire, dog. Crown is probably my second favorite song on here, bro. Just because I personally, like, I was feeling these raps, bro. You can't please everybody. You can't please everybody. Love gon' get you hurt. You can't please everybody. Like, bro, the way I love when kids do that singing right there, man. This is so good, man. And then it kind of called back to Spirit Butterfly with the if these walls were tall, you can't please everybody. Like that voice right there, amazing, bro. Probably my second favorite song on here, just because I'm feeling that right now. I am that guy that I try to do too much, save everybody. So to hear that message, you can't save everybody, or you can't please everybody. I needed that right there. So man, just beautiful, bro. Like I said, just him over the piano singing too. That's all it was, man. Just stripped back with really just him and the piano. That's all he needed just to make one of my favorite songs on this album. This nigga's the GOAT, bro. I don't care what nobody says. He's the GOAT, man. And then we go to track number 3, Silent Hill featuring Kodak. This sounds like if I'm not mistaken, this sounds like a Monte Booger beat. The nigga that we produced for Smino. Just the way the pew pew, like that little sound right there, that's like used a lot of Smino songs. What do you say? Push these niggas to the side like, take these niggas on the side like, I get it, like, stressed out. I'm stressed out, darling. I'm stressed out. I'm stressed out. And then Kodak again comes. It's like, bro, Kodak is all over this album. Kodak had a pretty good verse on here. I hit a bitch ass nigga with the wood. I thought that was pretty cool. The way he flowed on here. And then we go to track number 4. Savior, interlude. Keem went crazy on here. The first and the 15th, the only religion. The strings on here are beautiful. He said, my uncle told me shit like here could only be in movies. This is a magic. I did 47 shows, took it back and bought him a casket. I thought that was beautiful. That was a beautiful bar right there. And Keem did his thing on that little interlude. Track number 4, Savior featuring Baby Keem and Sam Do. This is kind of like the Charles Barkley commercial in the 90s where he was like, I'm not your role model, that type of thing. Future made you go spend that money, but he is not your savior. I made you feel, but I am not your savior. Like that whole thing was 100% on some like Charles Barkley, not your role model type thing. And this basically ties into like the last song of the album, which we'll get into in a minute, but yeah, I thought it was a really good song. And then what else we got? Auntie Diaries. Man, this was a very, very interesting song. Like I said, had no idea this was coming up. But he was whispering. And I'm like, why isn't he whispering this song? And he's like, because at first thing he say, my auntie is a man now. And I'm like, what is happening right now? And then he goes to basically his auntie transition or whatnot, being a transgender. And he's just talking about this whole, I guess his perspective on it. And then the auntie perspective on it, and it was just interesting. It was interesting the way that he kind of brought it all together. And yeah, I thought this was a good song, and might be like the first like very big mainstream rapper to kind of touch on like transgender topics, if I'm not mistaken. So I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, Auntie Diaries definitely a good song. I think the thing musically that really was like, wow, like this is crazy, and it was so small. It's the very beginning. It's the the mind. What is the it's the what do you say? The heart plays and the heart plays in ways the mind can't figure out. The heart plays in ways the mind can't figure out. The way that sounded, it sounded like some '90s R&B type stuff. Really put me in the mind of Erica Badu, and I was like, man, this sounds like some Erica Badu type stuff. And like I said, just musically, he is so interesting on this album to me, man. It's so good. Then we go to Mr. Morale, where Pharrell was just cooking this beat, man. I thought this was fire, man. The way Pharrell was talking, or not talking, but the way the beat was talking on this, and Kendrick just combated it. Oh my gosh, this was so good, man. Pharrell showed his behind off. I love the way he was rapping. What he said, he was basically talking about rappers, being violent because they don't know how to deal with things that happened to them in their past. I didn't realize I was talking for that long. I apologize. Let me try to wrap this up. But really, it's like, I don't see how people, but like, there's so much going on in this album that I haven't even touched on, that it's hard to really condense this in like a small manner, because this album has a lot going on. So yeah, man, fire song with Mr. Morale though. And then we go to Mother I Sober, bro, featuring Beth Gibbons from Portishead. I mean, can't have anybody but myself. He's talking about just sodomy and black families and how his people thought he got touched, but he really didn't. And, his mother got touched, and it was kind of like her, almost like projecting to a point, because she got touched, and she was like, seeing signs in him, like, oh, I see this, but she was kind of misreading the situation. And he was just saying like how we need to deal with this as black people. It was definitely certain times listening to the album where I was like, I feel like non-black people shouldn't be listening to this album. I feel like this should have been released on a nigger exclusive streaming app sometime, just because he was talking about some very nuanced black issues on here that I found interesting. So that was cool. But yeah, this song is beautiful, man. Like, just stellar rapping. Like, this is best rapper ever type of stuff right here. So yeah, man, shout out to that guy. This guy is amazing at what he does. And then he closes it out with Mirror, man. I chose me, I'm sorry. Chose me, I'm sorry. The last song, so Mother I Sober, this is kind of like, how can I put it? This is kind of like the closing song of the movie or the play that people are talking about. And then Mirror is the credits. I love his singing on here. On the daily news. Like, the way he was singing on this, basically talking about the savior thing. Like, I'm not the savior. I got my own problems. You know what I'm saying? That I got to be dealing with. What he said, darling, my demons is off the leash for a mosh pit. I thought that was crazy. This is basically the Go Touch Grass song. Go find somebody else to be the savior. I gotta save myself. What he say? He said, how I'm gonna be your savior and I can't even save myself? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't fix you. I got some fixing to do with my own things. I got kids now, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So this is sounded almost like, because he said he was gonna run away from the culture to, do his own thing. This almost sounds like a retirement song. I don't think Kendrick is done rapping, but I don't see Kendrick put out an album for a very long time on some like D'Angelo type stuff, because he also said on one of these songs that he had writer's block for 2 years. And yeah, man, he has so much stuff going on in his life, and he had writer's block because I think it's because his mind was blocked up from all that stuff he never really dealt with from childhood to now, to cheating on Whitney and stuff. And this is our first time hearing Whitney on an album of his, and he been down with her since high school. So it's just so much vulnerability on his album that I respect, man. And is this the last time we will hear from Kendrick in an album solo standpoint? Because I think he'd be like on Keem albums or people that's on PG Lang albums, stuff like that. But will he be like putting out albums anytime soon? I don't think so. Like, this legit sounded like I'm done. I don't think he's done making albums, but I do think he's done for a minute. So, man, what a way to go out. You feel me? Just beautiful, man. I chose me, I'm sorry. I chose me, I'm sorry. I can't ask for a better way to go out. I can't ask for a better album this year. Kendrick, I love you, man. This is, my favorite rapper of all time, bro. Like, Kendrick really done impacted me off, on some like personal life stuff. Just listen to his music, So, I appreciate this man for making the music he make. And yeah, man, that's it. Don't want to talk your head off. I'm out of here. Until next time, I say what I mean. I mean what I say. Here's gonna hate. I'm just gonna play. You guys holla at your boy now.